play Battleship. So first of all, there's two links, and you're going to open up the two up here. So you see I have one called Your Guesses, all right? And it's just kind of a blank picture here. And then you have your enemy's guesses. We're going to record that there. If you've ever played Battleship before, you kind of know there's two screens that two parts you're working together. So we're going to start here with the enemy guesses. The first thing you do is you want to place your ships. So the playing surface is this dotted area. And you can see this green submarine. I put the ship on it, like, so you can see it's like what I mean by the ship. So if you slide the R, you can put it at a radius of 1, 2, or 3. Okay? So you can place your ship wherever you want, and then the theta will move it around the circle for you. All right? Now what I'm going to do here is when you play your game, you won't see the submarine because it gets in the way. You can't like see if there was a hit or a miss. So for the rest of this demonstration, I'm going to turn it off. So give me a second here to do that. This is just what's kind of behind making the picture work everywhere. Okay. So you shouldn't open these folders, by the way, as well. Just leave them closed. All right. So I've got my 3 ships, like they're kind of these colored dots here. So I've got a 3 hit ship. It's going to take 3 hits to sink it. We've got a 5 hit ship, so that's like our aircraft carrier. I think the 3 is called the destroyer, and the 4 is the battleship. So you're going to move your ships wherever you want. So let's say this is my setup. I'm going to go to radius of 3. I'm going to move and put it right there at that angle. My aircraft carrier, I like right where it is. Actually, I'm going to move it into the radius of 1. And then my battleship, I'm going to put that, whoops, wrong one. I want to go to my battleship here. I'm going to make a radius of, oh, you can't put it on the origin, by the way. I'm going to put it right here at 2. And then I'm going to pull it. I need to make these increments better. Sorry, it's too smooth. I'm going to put it right there. All right, so there's my setup. And once both players have done that, you're ready to begin. So now you decide who's going to go first. So let's say my opponent is going first. So I'm going to stay on here on my enemy guess page. So my enemy is going to state a polar coordinate. So maybe they say they want to use, you can type in pi and it changes it to pi, and they say they want a radius of 2. Now remember, they can't say radius of 5, that's outside the circle. So it's got to be a radius of 1, 2, or 3. So let's say they say a radius of 2. Notice over here this red dot shows up. So now I'm going to report back to my enemy. I'm going to say that's a miss. Okay, so they did 2 pi over 2, and I say you missed. So what they have to do, this is what they'll be looking at on their side, they have to record their guesses. Since it was a miss, they record it here so they don't guess it again. Pi over 2. And you can see on their side, on their shots chart, it's going to show an empty circle, which means they tried there and missed. Okay? And then now it's my turn, so I'm going to come over to this on my page, and I'm going to guess one, and they're going to go to their enemy sheet. They're going to put in my guess, say hit or miss, and I'm going to fill it in. If it were a hit, let's just say I got a hit on my side. I said 1, and I get a hit. Let's say that I said a radius of 1. Pi, let's do it this way. 3 pi over 4. Let's say that was a hit. I type it in, and now I know that I hit their ship, so now I know there's going to be another hit somewhere in this area, so I'm going to stay right over here. Okay, and that's basically how you play the game. The game is over when the first person to hit all the other ships. So I'm going to just show you what would happen, what it looks like if it is a hit on the ship. You have to report hit. Let's say your enemy's guess in this case was a radius of 1, and let's do an angle of negative pi over 4. It's hard to see, so you got to look out for it. You can see a little red X right here showed up on the purple dot. So I would report back hit, and I can see that they actually hit it. I'm going to move that ship for a second just so you can see that that X is there. Whoops, what happened? Right, see the X is there? It's hard to see when the colors are on, so you just got to watch out carefully for that, okay? And then, of course, once they get the last one, you have to say, you sunk my aircraft carrier. And I'm assuming that most of you have played Battleship and know how to play the basic rules. If you need help, you can ask me or Mr. Tong. And that's it for our tutorial.